It all begins in space, with a view of Mars. Suddenly, dozens of rockets leave the red planet, and a huge armada heads straight for Earth. That night, 3 friends go to the forest, where they saw some kind of meteorite fall. They are amateurs of celestial bodies, and after triangulating the impact location of the supposed meteorite, they go to investigate. Unfortunately, they find nothing, but soon one of the boys, Irby, comes up with a theory. Irby says that maybe there is life on Mars, and what they saw falling from the sky today is the product of a Martian invasion of planet Earth. Ogie laughs and says that's impossible, since even if there ever was life on Mars, it has been extinct for millennia. After this conversation, the group sees that it is getting late and decide to return home. However, as they are leaving, a mysterious creature appears in the middle of the forest. The next morning, Hannah films Irby playing a prank on Ogie to wake him up. When they go down to breakfast, Irby's mother tells them what she saw on the news, saying that a huge meteorite had fallen in the forest. The 3 quickly get on their bikes and rush to the scene to investigate, finding the huge rock that fell from the sky, along with several civilians who went to look. The police were also there, so Hannah suggests sneaking around the meteorite without being seen, and approaching from behind. When they succeed, Hannah records everything with her camera, but then they see the strange shape of the supposed stone, and all of a sudden a kind of hatch begins to open. Inside, a giant alien with many tentacles all over its body stares at them, and Irby is fascinated as the hatch closes again. As they try to escape, a policeman sees them and tells them they can't be here, but the boys tell him they are astronomy students, and are fascinated by all things space. Soon, the students' teacher, Dr. Stint, arrives on the scene to investigate the events, and tells the police that it's not unusual for them to be the first to arrive, as they are always on the lookout for all sorts of things falling from space. The guys try to explain what they saw, but no one believes them, until suddenly the spaceship opens up, and the mutant alien comes out. The creature has 3 legs and a whole load of tentacles, and when he sees the people, he shoots a beam of fire, disintegrating the humans who try to escape in terror from the place. The students hide, and manage to film the creature as it passes near them, and then get on their bikes and try to flee. Suddenly, the group sees another of the capsules enter the atmosphere, which quickly descends and lands ahead, not far from the city. Arriving home, they look out the window and see several Air Force planes heading towards the impact site. On TV, a man claims that the rocks falling from the sky are divine punishment for human sins, and then Dr. Stint and a military man appear on camera, asking the population not to leave their homes until the military manages to neutralize the aliens. The students try to contact their families, but all lines of communication are down. Irby again repeats his theory, and assures them that the invaders are coming from Mars. They are a little excited about what they are experiencing, but decide to stay home and make some tea. Hours later, Hannah notices something hiding in the bushes in the backyard, and quickly goes to alert her friends. Ogie is the first to go investigate, discovering that it's simply a US artillery soldier named Ben. The guy seeks shelter, so Irby sends him in, and Ben is quick to show his concern, saying that the creature wiped out his entire battalion in an instant. After drinking some whiskey and cleaning himself up a bit, the soldier tells them that he survived by a miracle, stumbling and falling into a well when the alien attacked with its incinerator beam. Hannah asks if the army will be able to control the creatures, but Ben doubts it and says they should leave. Learning that they are astronomy buffs and have radios to communicate, the man uses one to contact the base, who recommend getting out of the city as soon as possible and give them the coordinates of the nearest evacuation center. They move on bikes, and as more fighter planes fly overhead, they soon see one of the creatures destroying the city with its energy beam. As they continue their journey, the group manages to reach the evacuation center, where thousands of civilians are waiting to leave the area. As thanks for helping him, Ben gets a boat for the students with him so they can escape, but then a bunch of frightened birds fly away, and a huge alien appears from the forest. The military shoot at it and manage to destroy it, but a bunch of other creatures arrive on the scene and wipe everything out, disintegrating tanks and shooting down aerial vehicles. As they flee, Hannah falls and loses consciousness. The girl wakes up in the night, her friends had taken her to safety, and together they return to the boat to escape by navigating the river. In the distance, they see the ruined city, and hope that their family and friends have managed to escape as well. Some time later, the group returns to the mainland to find shelter for the night. After a walk, the students meet the priest they saw on the news. The man is very pessimistic and says that this is the end of humanity, and recites an evangelical phrase that upsets the boys. They tell him that this is not the time to recite sermons, and they are just looking for a place to rest. The priest cannot help them, so the students leave, but the man follows them, promising salvation to each of them. Soon after they find an untouched house, with a lot of provisions and supplies that the owners had left behind. As they get organized, Ogi argues with the priest and insults him, which causes the man to freak out and grab a knife. Irby runs at him to try to disarm him, but the priest stops him with an elbow and puts the knife to his throat. After thinking aloud all his options, the stranger forgives them and stops the fight. Ogi doesn't want any more trouble and tells the priest that they can leave if he wants them to, but the man orders them to stay, saying that God has not yet decided their fate. He then lights a candle while everyone is silent, and offers Hannah some bread, saying that she is the weakest link, but is crucial to human life. The priest says that at some point the world will have to be repopulated, and comments to Hannah that he has the purest seed. After blurting all this out, the man says he will take a nap, and anyone who dares to come near while he sleeps will be punished in the name of God. The night passes, and the boys don't make a sound. Suddenly, Irby goes to get some water, and seeing the priest still asleep on the couch decides to try to take the knife from him. Suddenly, a loud noise alerts them, and looking out the window they see one of the creatures. The priest wakes up, and seeing them nearby begins to threaten to finish them off, while the boys try to warn him to calm down and move away from the window. Seeing the danger, the astronomers run for cover, while one of the creature's tentacles carries off the priest. Another tentacle returns to the house to investigate if there is anyone else, but the students manage to hide, and finding no one, the alien continues on its way. In the morning, Ben communicates with them on the radio, and gives them the coordinates of its location so they can find it. The group quickly heads there, and as they make their way through the desolate streets they notice strange red vines growing all over the city. Hannah quickly concludes that the aliens are terraforming the earth in order to inhabit it, and after reaching the forest and walking a few yards, they see a light signal, discovering that it is Private Ben. The gunner is happy to see them alive, and takes them to his improvised shelter where he lives alone. Ben claims that new aliens are arriving on Earth every day, and there is no way for humans to deal with them, so he suggests that the only solution is to hide from them, living underground. Irby is not happy about this and proposes to fight and drive the invaders out, but quickly Ben calls the base for a status, revealing that things are worse than they seem. Time passes and the students are still in the forest. Ogi gets to playing with some grenades, while Hannah goes to cheer Irby up. They deduce that hiding will get them nowhere, so they decide to go to the city and try to help. Arriving in London, they find everything destroyed, and as they move deeper into the capital they find the main conflict zone. Dozens of aliens destroy everything in their path with their beams, while the army forces try to deal with the threat. The four are shocked to see the situation, but decide to continue, hoping to do something. They sneak through the desolate streets, trying not to be seen by the fearsome creatures, and finally manage to get through the city and reach a hill where they hide. From there they see one of the capsules in which the Martians arrived on Earth, and quickly decide to approach to see what they find. When they arrive, they see that the ship is open, and a bunch of tentacles come out of it, feeding thousands of eggs. Apparently, the aliens were breeding on Earth, and at that moment one of the creatures sees Ogi, and manages to capture him with one of its tentacles. Ben goes to the rescue and starts shooting at the beast, but the bullets from his gun only alert the alien to his presence, who quickly abducts him as well. In a desperate act, the soldier releases the pin of his grenade as the creature pulls it towards him, sacrificing his life to finish it off. Ogi is quickly freed and falls to the ground, and together with his two friends begin to run trying to escape from the other aliens, who are now coming towards them. They hide under a bridge, and fearing that they might still find them, they decide to take refuge in the sewers. Once down below, they discuss how long they should hide for, and finally decide to at least spend the night. The three fall asleep quickly, and the next morning they wake up in the middle of absolute silence. The students emerge from the sewers and look around carefully, but there are no aliens in sight. Exploring the area, they find one of the red vines, but it appears to be dying. Nearby, what looks like a chunk of the creature lies motionless on the ground, and after throwing some rocks at it the group goes over to investigate. The alien appears to be dead, at which point Dr. Stin appears from the forest along with some soldiers. She explains that the alien invaders were very powerful, but they could not resist the viruses and bacteria present on Earth, and died as their immune system was not prepared for these pathogens. In addition, Dr. Stint has news for Irby, and passes him a radio where he hears his mother, revealing that the army rescued her and she is safe. The astronomers celebrate with joy, their families are well and humanity managed to survive the alien invasion. In the final scene, the students leave in the doctor's van, and at the same time a voiceover is heard, announcing the victory of these small microorganisms against the huge alien invaders. However, at that moment a tentacle emerges from an egg, and the film ends up revealing that there are still aliens alive. Subscribe and turn on notifications to see more videos like this. Leave a like to help the channel out, and thank you for watching.